Hello, everyone. Welcome to tonight's live video. My name is Melissa Faust. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the great state of Minnesota, and I am super duper extra excited for you to join me today. And the reason for that is because the brand new annual catalog has launched officially as of today. So get excited. I know that lots of us are very excited. We've got our orders in, and I do say orders plural because several of you have told me you did the same thing I did, which is place the order and then go back and place another order because you forgot or didn't want and then wanted something later. You know what I'm talking about. Let me flip this so I can see your comments as you join me. Please leave a comment, say hello. Let me know that you are watching, whether you are on live or on the replay. Hello, Marva, Alicia, and Joan. Welcome, everybody. I do not know why, but I still have like this weird thing on my phone, so I can't see your comments. So if I look up, I'm reading your comments. Hi, Jana. Welcome, everybody. So it is Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. It's 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time. And like I said, annual catalog is live. New online exclusives are live. It's just a really exciting day. Hi, Leanne. Yeah, 2 orders placed. Yeah, same here, Alicia. And then, so I had my team meeting last night. Alicia's on my team. And I told them, I was like, whenever I think of something, I just add it to my cart. So I might have a few things in my cart. I haven't checked out yet, though. But anyway, you know how it goes. So, all right. So we are going to go ahead and get started here in just a minute. But before we do, I have just a couple of things to mention to you. Hi, Lori. You're placing your second order as we speak. I love it. It's just a really exciting time. There's so many fun new products that have launched. But I wanted to mention 3 things, 3.5 things, because it's really like 4, but 2 go together. Are you following me? Anyway, thank you so much for liking and sharing, Marva. And Lisa is in the 2 order club. We should make that a thing, a 2 order club, on launch day, right? Yeah. So first thing is that, where do I want to go first? I want to talk about retreat first. So Summer Creative Escape registration is open through, I don't remember the day, June something. But if you want a physical box in the mail to you, that registration closes this Friday, May 9th. Okay. So I am not going to sneak peek you the projects. I know I'm so mean, but if you're on my email list, you are going to see a sneak peek of them tomorrow. And the reason I'm not fully going to like show them to you is because A, I didn't clear this with Heidi. And B, hello everyone. Marva's in the 2 order club too. I love this. B, the ribbon that we're using was not available to demonstrators on pre-order. So my cards are finished. My projects are finished, but without the ribbon. And I want to wait to, I have to wait for the ribbon to come in to add that, to take like the real pictures. So anyway, some of the things aren't glued down. But if you want that physical box, make sure you register by this Friday. If you need that link, just send me an email and I will get that to you. We are featuring the Florals in Bloom suite for retreat, which is also the suite that we are featuring tonight. So you're going to get to see this bundle, these 2 bundles, the suite in action tonight. The cards we're going to make tonight are not the retreat cards. Okay. So you get kind of like extra ideas, which is really fun. The second thing I wanted to mention is that I have an in color craft along going on right now too, registration. So those videos will be June 1st through the 6th. If you would like to register in advance for a craft along kit, you can do that through May 18th. So you have a little bit more time with that one, but it's going to be really fun. I partnered with 5 demonstrator friends, and it's just epic. You're going to really love the projects. I know you will. And we're going to use the new ink colors. We're going to feature those. So we do use other colors as well, but it is, it's just going to be fun. Lisa, you did 2-day shipping. I love it. Hi, Deborah. I also did 2-day shipping on my orders, but that's because of the third thing I want to mention. I'm going out of town. So I've emailed this out. I have mentioned it a few times, but just wanted to say it again because this is the last time you'll see me live for a little while. I am going out of town. So next week is Stampin' Up's incentive trip. So I am required to add, I am within the less than 1% of demonstrators who have achieved the trip. It is all thanks to you, to my team, my customers, followers. I am so incredibly grateful to you. So thank you so much for supporting me and helping me get there. I have to tell you, 2 years ago when we were on the boat in Norway, that's when we found out where this 2025 trip was going to be, and I almost started crying because I'm like, "Oh my gosh, my niece and nephew, right? They are the perfect ages for Disney. They're 7 and 10. Does it get better than that? No, I don't think so. So I'm very excited for that. But all that to say, I will be offline all of next week. I am hoping to pop onto Facebook once or twice, maybe to post a picture to show, sign of life. But if you do reach out, if you message or email me or anything, I'm not ignoring you, but I am purposefully, intentionally being offline. So I will get back to you starting on May 19th. Okay. That's when I'm like back and on my computer and all of that good stuff. So, um, that what did I had something. Oh, to go along with that, I was like, what was the half thing that went with that? Next Tuesday, I will not be live, obviously, but I am going to pre-record a video for you. So I'm going to probably film that tonight. And that will be scheduled to go live next week at 5 p.m. But just know when you watch that, I am not actively live in my craft room. But I wanted to have something for you. Also because I'm not planning to post much. I know probably Facebook is going to get mad at me, the algorithm. And so I wanted to put something out so that Facebook's like, oh, this lady still exists. Yeah, I'm so glad. You guys are so kind. I'm really excited. And I do promise I will share a ton of pictures. I just don't know that they'll all be in the moment because I want to be in the moment. So, but you better believe I'll have my phone out taking pictures like crazy. I bought the memory maker. I'm ready. Like, I'm ready. All right, what do you say we go ahead and start this week's project? So let me first, I am going to take off my little banner thing here, and then I'm going to flip down like this so you can see my desktop. So annual catalog, it launched today, which means I can open it on camera. So I put my dies in here as a placeholder. Today, you might notice this beautiful suite on the cover of the catalog. That's also the suite we're using, and that's because it features all of the new in colors. And I love this suite. Now, I know you're going to say, Melissa, I have other florals. Okay, but there's very few floral sets that I am like, I will buy floral sets. I will use them. I enjoy them. But there's a couple that I'm like, this is the best floral set I've ever had. One of them, I'm going to forget the name of now. I want to say it was like Darling Details or something. It was like a cartoony flower that we had a few years ago. Absolutely love it. Still own it. I don't remember what it's called though. This is another one that is super duper easy to work with. So this is the Florals and Bloom suite. It is a mega suite, which means it includes 2 bundles, which is really awesome. So on page 40 of your annual catalog, you can see a couple of samples. And then when you flip on 42, look at how big these are. Don't you love that? It's so beautiful. So yes, I am glad to show this one off too. I have been playing with this set so much. You might have seen on Saturday, I launched that kite card in my Craftin' Chat. Super fun card, by the way. But anyway, so we've got these 2 bundles. We've got the beautiful in color flat pearls. We've got the DSP, which is really nice. And then it even has a few more samples as you flip the page. So here's a look like these were all hand painted on originally, not in the actual DSP. It was then digitized and printed, but originally all watercolor or hand painted. And then you just see a few other like fun samples with this set. Isn't that so cool? So anyway, we are going to play with this set and then the turtles. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love the turtles. And I know a lot of people don't love the turtles' necks, but I love the turtles. So you can expect to see something fun with them. At some point, I have to work out exactly what it is, but something will come with the turtles because I love them. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, Mary. Hi, Christine. No worries. We're glad you're here. So these are the bundles up close. So Pretty Florals is photopolymer. They're both photopolymer, actually. And because it is a mega suite, there's 2 bundles. There was no way I could showcase all of the stamps, but I can tell you in retreat, I think we use, if not all, we use pretty dang close to all of the stamps. So we've got a couple of them we're going to use. These are the dies, which, come on, showstopper here. These are the dies that coordinate with the Pretty Florals bundle. Super duper gorgeous. I love those. And then we've got the Sweet Blooms bundle. So this is the one with the sentiments, but I like that they added a couple of floral and leafy images too, in case you didn't get the other set. So, but you want the other set. I can promise you that because it's awesome. So you can see here, we've got the stamp set photopolymer and then the awesome dies again. So you've got Bloom in both like a thicker die, we're going to use these. And then you've got that thinner here too. So it's really, really pretty. And then of course for the flower and the leaf in the set as well. So I did do all of my die cutting ahead of time for tonight, except for one thing that we're going to Stampin' die cut. But let me show you the cards that we are going to make. And yes, of course, I use all of the new in colors in some way, shape, or form. So this one's got Strawberry Slush. See, that's the die there. So the basic white is behind and the Strawberry Slush is on top. So pretty. We've got Cloud Cover back here for this bigger leaf, and that's Secrecy right there. I want you to tell me in the comments which new in color is your favorite. And I'm not going to tell you mine till the end, except you might already know because I think I've talked about it. But I don't remember if I shared it in a video or what. So anyway, here is the second card we are going to make. I did also heat emboss this ahead of time just so we didn't have to worry about that. And I know you know how to heat emboss, and if you don't, I have videos for that. So this is the third card, which I love, 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 love this card. I have really enjoyed mixing the new in colors with current colors. So here we've got Timid Tiger with Peach Pie, Pool Party, and Pretty Peacock. And I think, oh my gosh, that is really quite pretty. So, and then this is our final card. Okay, Strawberry Slush. Deborah doesn't know yet. Oh, good. The turtles are growing on you. I'm glad. Here's the final card. So this one's got Strawberry Slush in it and Pretty and Pink. These two colors look great together. We've got some Granny Apple Green, super duper pretty. So these are the 4 cards. Whoops, let me get that in camera a little bit better. These are the 4 cards we're going to make tonight together. If you would like these card kits so that you can make these at home, I am happy to supply them to you as a thank you gift when you place an order with me this week. So if you place an order of $50 or more, that's before tax and shipping, after any rewards, by the end of the day this Friday, May 9th, I will send you these as a thank you gift from me so you can make them at home. I will show you what's in the card kits as we make each card. But if you do place that order, you are also going to get a PDF tutorial that has pictures. Let's see, pictures, supplies, measurements, and instructions all inside as well. So, and of course, my incredible crafters team, you get the PDF for free as always, just like every week. So, we are going to make these together. They are going to be really awesome. And I think you're going to like them. You don't like the standing turtles, but the other ones are cute. Oh, a lot of votes for Strawberry Slush. You guys, I think oh, and I didn't even mention that's Darling Duckling. Come on, Melissa. What was I about to say? I don't know. It's gone. If it comes back, I'll let you know. All right, so let's take a peek. Oh, by the way, usually Tuesdays are my shipping days, but because I am going out of town, this class to go, the Florals and Bloom class to go, I will ship it on Saturday. So I don't know yet. My nephew has a soccer tournament this weekend, and there's 2 teams for his academy's birth year, if that makes sense. So I don't know if he plays Friday night, Saturday night, or 2 games on Saturday, but regardless, they will go to the post office at some point on Saturday so that you can have them and you don't have to wait on me to get back. So anywho, all right. Turtles are growing on you too. I love it. Oh, thanks, Anna. I have to keep looking up at comments, so I apologize for my delay. Okay, Secrecy. Okay, my favorite is Secrecy, but I really do love all of them. I think they're very pretty. But let's go ahead. We're going to start with our first card. So we've got a thick basic white card base. We have got a layer of Strawberry Slush. We've got a beautiful piece here of that Florals in Bloom. Look how pretty that side is too. Like, come on. This is probably where I got the color inspiration. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Subconsciously for the third card. I did not like purposefully say, I like the colors here, I'm going to use them there, but it works. So you're going to have a piece of that DSP. You're going to have a scrap of basic white for your sentiment for the have a and day. Okay, and you'll probably have one big piece of white, just so you know. But then you're going to cut out your lovely and your beautiful flower. Come here, right there, out of basic white. I love the little like stitching in here too. Hard to see, but yeah, pretty. And you're also going to have some cloud cover to die cut out a couple of leaves and some Secrecy to die cut out these leaves. So I did die cut these each out twice, and some Strawberry Slush to die cut out your skinny lovely, your filler and your detail. That's what we'll call it. So let's go ahead. We're going to start with stamping because that's the best place to start. I've got my scrap piece of white here and my Secrecy ink pad. And, you know, I maybe should have done this card last because we're probably going to make a mess because I did not use an adhesive sheet on the back of Lovely, but we're going to just deal with that together. And we're going to hope for the best and just hold our breath and, you know, yeah. Oh, that's good to know, Deborah. We are kind of nervous that it's going to be really hot, but we did buy portable fans that are also flashlights and phone chargers. I was really just going for the portable fan, but, you know, it kind of worked out well. Okay, so the word day I kind of stamped crooked, but we're going to see if we can correct that. And then I did want to give an update real quick, too, on the cloud cover ink pad. So in case you have not heard the buzz about this, so originally Stampin' Up! At Onstage in North Carolina, they put out our little product playground where we could play with all the new ink colors. And they were like, ooh, this cloud cover ink kind of looks different than when we stamped it. Like, I don't know if they stamped it at the home office in Utah and then they just brought it with and were setting up and said, Well, they have found out the chemical that's used for the ink for cloud cover does not mesh well with the chemical of a foam pad, which is what we use, right? So it doesn't mesh well. And so they have done a little bit more testing and they have ultimately decided that they are not going to invest. It works well in a felt pad, but they're not going to invest in that. They're just going to move forward with focusing on other colors. So cloud cover ink pad will not be a thing. If you see people who have them, or who are saying that they have them, by the way, I'm using my seal here to adhere down Strawberry Slush and our beautiful DSP, and I am doing these crooked on purpose because I think it's fun. If you see that, it is because they did launch the stock that they already had produced. They launched that to demonstrators today while supplies last, no returns, all of that good stuff. So I did buy a pad for myself for my own crafting, but they are not going to produce that. So I know, kind of a bummer, but it's okay. And they do have the refill available. So if you have like well, you could try it with the uninked white pad to add it yourself, but you might get the same result as they were seeing, right? Probably. But anyway, that's my long-winded story to tell you that. Hi, Maria. Okay, so I am going to very carefully just dot a little bit of glue here on the word lovely. And I am not even squeezing. Because when I filmed my reel for this card, it did not go super awesome. But I just did a few dots here. We don't need a lot of glue. And we're just going to lay this down. I've got it on my silicone craft mat just in case something goes wrong. And just lay that. Look at how pretty that is. I love the font in this, the scripty font. Okay, come on. Maybe I didn't add enough glue. It's okay. Stay. I do love the scripty font in this. I think it's very, very pretty. And the nice thing too, so you can layer the dies like this, or you could even stamp the word and then die cut it out using that, you know, the filler die. So, okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay some seal down flat in the middle. You can see it there, that little darker spot. And I'm going to take these cloud cover leaves. And you know what? I might need to expand a little more. I'm going to take these cloud cover leaves and just adhere them down like so. Okay, and we are going to cover that exposed adhesive with our beautiful flowers. So I'm going to add down those secret sea leaves. I love it. Look how pretty these three colors are together too. Like, these in colors really look great together. I'm a big fan. I am glad we have them for 2 years, and then in 2 years I will be really sad to see these ones go. You know, like, I like the other in colors we have, like the peach pies and stuff. I like them, but these ones I really like. If you catch my drift. So anyway, all right, I added that flower down. So I covered any of that exposed adhesive there. I added that with some dimensionals, and I want to put dimensionals on the word lovely as well. But, you know, we're going to use some mini dimensionals because these are skinny, and these are little side backing. So they are a little bit longer. Which is okay. Okay, so on the L's, I have this upside down. You can see the Y is at the top. The tail of the Y is at the top. On the L's, up like pretty much as close to the top as I can go, I am going to double stack my dimensionals because those are not going to be on the flower, right? So we want those to get to a level 2, the whole word to get to a level 2. So I am just double stacking my dimensionals there. And then we can go ahead and add maybe one in the V. That might be enough, actually. Let's just do that. So I added one in the V because that's going to go on the flower. Okay. And then we can go ahead, and I'm just eyeballing where I have those other dimensionals, right? Because I don't want to accidentally do this and then go, uh-oh, that's, wonky. So we can go ahead and you can make it crooked. You can put it as straight as you want, however you would like to do it. And it's even going to help where those dimensionals are. It's going to help hold some of those leaves down as well. And then we're going to take our have a day and add some dimensionals on the back of those as well. And peel off the backings and add those to our cards. I know, so in Florida next week, it's going to be like kind of hot. So Deborah, your words were really encouraging because I'm like seeing mid-80s and thinking of how muggy it is down there and getting a little nervous. But hopefully our fans will come in good use. All right, so we have got the party dots here. I'm going to use these pink ones. I'm not sure if these are supposed to be pretty in pink, but I thought they would look cute. So I'm going to stick one there, one big one there, one little one over here, and one little one right, maybe let's go like right there on the strawberry slush cardstock. And that is card number 1. What do you think of that one? I think this one is super duper easy too. If you want to swap out your DSP pattern, then just have your coordinating cardstock back here match. Easy, right? You can just swap this out, make this in all the in colors, all of whatever, like lots of colors, right? You're drowning in rain. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so that is card number 1. I love that one. Let's go to card number 2 where we're going to do some stamping. The dies here the dies in these bundle are really what I love a lot. So I have to remember sometimes that the stamps are just as pretty. So I thought, you know what, we're going to go ahead. We're going to stamp. I have to make sure I stamp on at least one of these cards, right? God darn it. All right, hold on, that's fallen. There we go. Okay, so for this one, we have got a Granny Apple. Oh, look at that. I thought I felt something attached to me. Granny Apple Green card base. We've got a piece of basic white that I will emboss for you with that plaster painting 3D embossing folder. I love that. We've got two 2-inch circles punched from that Florals in Bloom DSP. Okay. You will have a basic white circle-ish die cut from the Around It All dies. And you are going to, yes, Marva, I'm so glad. You're going to have a piece of shaded spruce to heat emboss your sentiment on. I did go ahead and do that ahead of time with white embossing powder. And we're going to fussy cut that out. But if you really don't want to fussy cut it out, you can get away with doing something different. So, okay, I know we usually start with stamping, but we're going to start instead with some adhering. And I'm just adding some adhesive to the back of my circles. And then right over here where my fingers are, there is no adhesive. So just to kind of protect my glass mat, I'm just going to kind of watch that, but it's not a big deal. But I'm just kind of putting these in opposite corners, not all the way quite in the corner, but opposite corners. And then it hangs off the edge a little. So we're going to trim those off. If you want to use the excess here, like you could take this and peek it in somewhere else, like that, or something that would be really fun too. I'm not going to for this one, but you absolutely can. Okay, so we've got that. Then we can take our seal and add that to the back of our piece here. Remember, with a textured piece, an embossed piece, you want lots of adhesive. Okay, don't be shy. And then we're going to add this to our card front and fold and burnish. Okay, just like so. All right, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and do some stamping. So we've got this fun piece here, and we are going to start with Garden Green ink because that's kind of that darker green color in our DSP, so I wanted to pull that out. Yes, I think so too. Putting the memento in the uninked pad, oh, game changer. All right, so I'm inking up those stems here, and we are going to just stamp those down. Okay, that's in Garden Green. And then we've got our darling duckling. Super cute. We need our messy scrap paper because we have to stamp off. So we're going to open this guy up. And I'm going to grab my detailed image first because that's going to be my darker color. And I am going to get my head over this, so I apologize. But I'm just making sure that lines up with our stems there. And then I'm going to take the filler image and we are going to stamp off first. Okay, and getting my head over this. And I thought one flower looked good and then the other two did not. So I was like, hold on, we got to readjust that. All right, so we've got that stamped. We can go ahead and add some dimensionals to the back and pop this up onto our card. And then we're going to do some fussy cutting. So if you're not a huge fan of fussy cutting, that's all right. Just, you know, trim this down as skinny, but because of the Y and the K kind of going, you know, on the longer edge, they peek up a little bit more. I didn't love the look of it just as a strip, so I am going to fussy cut this out. Is it going to be perfect? No, but we're going to do our absolute best. All right, so I'm going to cut this out. And I do have to say, so I said in my Instagram story today that I would tell you maybe the story of my sunburn this weekend. So my nephew had a soccer tournament this weekend. And did you know, I asked my team this last night and they were all like, yeah. And I was like, wow, I'm just the odd one out here. Did you know you can get sunburnt in 60-degree weather? I didn't. I mean, I guess I knew that you could, but it's never happened to me before, so I didn't really think about the fact that it was going to happen. We were sitting out for, I don't know, a good 3 hours or so, and I had absolutely no, like I wasn't warm or anything, but I got sunburnt, and I was so excited on Saturday because it was warm enough out that I could wear sandals. So I have a Birkenstock sandal sunburn line on my feet. And you are allowed to laugh at me because the pain has gone away. So, you know, it's okay. Anywho, all right, I've got my linen thread here. I am going to cut about 10 inches or so. And we're just going to uncurl that with our fingers. And then down here, kind of in this lower right hand corner, I'm just adding a little bit of seal there. We're going to faux bow this. So I've got the loose ends in my left hand, the loop in my right hand, stick that down on the seal. And then we're just going to use our fingers here to kind of loop this around, make it look like a bow, but we didn't actually have to tie anything. Okay, and then we're going to take our sentiment and on the side with the Y, add some seal. And on the side with the smile, add a dimensional because that's going to go, this seal part is going to go up on our already dimensional circle here. We're just going to tack that down like so. Super cute. And then I'm finishing this one off with the neutral matte dots in basic beige. I thought that would be kind of pretty. So we're going to add a couple of those right there. And that is our second card. How fun is that one? Oh, welcome, Bonnie. First time. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, Holly. Thanks so much, Marva, too. So, all right, there's that. But okay, so now I'll show you. I don't know if you can you tell it's a little bit redder? The lighting, so, oh, there you go. Now you can tell. The lighting kind of destroys it. I got a farmer's tan. I don't know how well you can see it on the camera because my lighting is kind of bright. But anyway, here. Can you tell now? Whoops. Anyway, I'm glad it happened last weekend and not this weekend because I couldn't wear like socks for a long time. And now I haven't worn socks yet, but I'm in slippers and I'm okay. So anyway, I know Alicia said us Minnesotans get so excited for the sun. The brain goes out the door. All right, so let's go on. We've got card number 3 here. This one actually might be my favorite. I don't know why. I just really love how this one turned out. So we can go ahead and take a look at this card kit. We've got lots of fun little pieces. So we've got a pretty peacock card base. We have got a pretty peacock piece that I will emboss for you with that Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. Not just good for waves, right? Right. We've got a piece of basic white. We've got some of the beautiful frames and flowers DSP to layer on there. There's that other side, but this side is really pretty with that chevron. I couldn't think of the word for a second, so I know you know what I meant when I did that. We've got a scrap piece of basic white to stamp on. We've got a die cut basic white label. This is from the Nested Essentials dies. And then you're going to have some cardstock here to do some die cutting. So you're going to have Timid Tiger to die cut. These are kind of like the centers of the flowers. Okay, and then you're going to have some Peach Pie to die cut out the actual flowers, like so. And then you're going to have some Pool Party to die cut out the stem. And I wanted to show you with the dies. You can see, so it's this die right here that I used, and then this is the inside. And you can see how it actually does die cut all three at the same time, which is kind of nice. So, all right, let's start with stamping because that's the best place to start. I've got my Secret Sea ink pad. We are going to stamp Let Joy Bloom. So actually, let's stamp Bloom first because it's the biggest. Secret Sea, one of my favorite new colors. I'm just going to stamp that onto this basic white layer. Doesn't need to be straight because we're die cutting it out. And then I'm going to take Let Joy and we're going to go on this side here. And I am going to try to make that one straight. So stamp that down and then we can trim that out with our trimmer before we take Bloom to the die cutting machine. So let's just cut this guy out. And I think it's actually pretty centered. I could maybe cut off a little bit. Hold on, let's see. That's about 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, it's actually pretty centered. I'm okay with that. All right, so let's go ahead and die cut this out. And I've got some Post-it note tape here, as you saw earlier when it got stuck to my hand. And oh, I'm glad you like this card too. I know Timid Tiger and Peach Pie are really, really pretty. Oh, welcome, Charm. Oh, thank you so much for the kind words. I had to read your whole comment live because I was like, that's just so sweet. I just wanted to keep going. You guys are so sweet. I am truly blessed with like the luckiest community. And I hope you feel that too because it's a community. It's not just mine. It's all of ours, right? So, all right, we are going to die cut this out. And would you believe, probably not, you can't really see it, but would you believe I actually just replaced this cutting plate like 2 weeks ago? It doesn't look like it, does it? That's because we are crafters and we love what we do, right? So, okay, so we've got the word bloom die cut out there. We can get this guy out of the way because it takes up too much space on the desktop. We need more room for crafting. And let's go ahead. We are going to start adhering things. So I'm going to start with my embossed Pretty Peacock piece. Add some seal. Again, it's embossed, so we want lots of adhesive to make sure it stays stuck down. And then we're going to, if you use your seal, you know the satisfaction. We got to clean out the seal boogers. And I just like to use them as more adhesive. Okay, and we're just going to put that on our card front, and then we can fold and burnish. Like so. And then I'm going to take, I don't want to lose any piece, but I think we're all right. Okay, I'm going to take the DSP and add some seal. We're going to layer this on this basic white piece. Okay, look at the difference, right? This versus with that white border. Oh my gosh, there's just something, it like the card just goes to the next level, I think, when you mat. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes it's like, wow, that looks, you know, like worlds above what it did. I don't know. I don't know if you feel the same as I do, but sometimes I'm just like, yep, put a mat on it. So we've got that adhered, and then we're going to take this die cut basic white banner, add some seal, and then this guy I'm going to put crooked, but over towards the right. So it is going to go over that DSP a little bit. Okay, we're going to pull out our silicone craft mat because Melissa uses seal if she can get away with it. And we are going to just grab our flowers. Now, I've played around with this a little bit. I'm not sure if these centers of the flowers have like a true matchup. So I really kind of think you can line them up with any of them, but I will hold them over just to see if one looks better than the other. Like this one is skinnier on the rounded bottom. So I do think that goes on this flower because this one's a little bit smaller. But these two, I really don't think it matters. But maybe somebody's played with the set and you're thinking, yes, it does. I don't know. They line up good enough for me. So, all right, then I'm going to take this pool party piece and I flipped it over to the back side, and this is just crazy. But, you know, this is why we have silicone craft mats. And if you don't have one, you should get one. All right, so you can see there's some exposed adhesive there. So I'm just going to curl that back with my finger, and this is much easier than getting liquid glue all over my hands. All right, so the center one, I'm just going to pick up. Let's just go left to right. Just pick these up. And the adhesive is already on that pool party piece, right? So we're just going to grab our flowers, and then I can flip this guy over and we'll add dimensionals to the back. And this is where we'll get a little bit extra stability, because I will add probably one here, one right there where all three of those flowers were connected. So I've got a dimensional that's kind of holding them together. And then we can go ahead and peel this and stick this guy right onto that banner. So pretty. Okay. And then you can kind of do this different ways. So like you could put dimensionals on both sides. I might just put one on the right hand side for this one. I think on my sample, I have one over on the other side too. So it's kind of up to you. We can sneak one in maybe. Let's do that. So I'm going to stick this down like so. And then I'm going to take another dimensional and I'm going to grab my snips and stick that on, peel off the backing. And because I don't want this pool party stem to get pushed down if I put a dimensional on top of the Let Joy. So I want to sneak this in under and pull out my snips. And then we've got that supported there. Okay. All right. Then we can take Bloom. And now Bloom, I mean, the only thing we have up is Let Joy and the flowers, and it's not going to overlap. So let's use some mini dimensionals. And you can kind of pick and choose. Like, I think we'll put one there. I'm probably not going to put anything on the M because the M is just so skinny. And I don't really want to cut my dimensionals to be real tiny. So I think it'll be all right there if it floats a little. But if it bugs you, you can just trim these down real small and have that added on there. And then we can just go ahead and attach that like so. Super duper cute. And then we're going to finish this one off with some iridescent pearls. And I'm just going to use the little ones here down here by the M. Just like so. What do you think of this one? That is card number 3. Yeah, Deborah, I don't use the liquid glue that much, so I don't know. I do actually, Julie Salva, who I did, you speak my language, I love it. Julie Salva, who I did that Julie and Friends video series with, she has rubber like fingertips. She's apparently bringing me some, and those are gonna like help. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I would hate to invest in a tool and then never touch it. So I'm a little bit more hesitant. But yeah. So that is card number 3. I love that one. Let's go on to card number 4. This one is super pretty too. Also, another thing to be said is that if I remembered to use my adhesive sheets, I would never have this problem. Oh, well, who remembers their adhesive sheets until after you've die cut the thing that you should have added the adhesive sheet to, right? Right. All right, so for this card, we've got a strawberry slush card base. We've got a beautiful piece of that Florals in Bloom DSP. We've got a piece of basic white that was embossed with the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. So super pretty. I love that that folder is still around because it's one of my favorites. You're going to have some pretty in pink to die cut out our beautiful flower and this really pretty detailed piece. You can do these different colors or same color. So I went same color, but I thought that was just really pretty. And then you're going to have some Granny Apple Green to die cut out one of the leaves. Now I know we have 2 leaves on the card, but we are going to cut this apart, okay? And then last but not least, you're going to have an arch die from the Everyday Arches bundle or the die set to stamp our sentiment on. So let's start with that. We've got Secret Sea again because it's my favorite. And I have got the sentiment that says hello. And we are going to stamp that on the right-hand side because we're going to put that pretty in pink flower towards the left. So I want to make sure that we have room for it so we don't cover it up, okay? All right, so we are going to start then with our DSP. Some of the DSP is going to get covered up, but I did that intentionally so we didn't accidentally have like a gap or something when we laid down our embossed piece. So I've got that DSP and we're going to go on that right-hand side of our card base. And I'm just eyeballing to see about an equal margin on the top, bottom, and right-hand side, okay? Go ahead and fold and burnish this. And then we can take our embossed basic white piece. And because it's kind of skinny, I think just 2 lines of seal work for this. We don't need it kind of across the top because it's almost there anyway. And so, like I said, this is going to overlap on our DSP a little bit, but I am just going to line it up at the bottom of that DSP. And then I'm looking on that left-hand side to make sure I have about that same equal margin all the way around. And we can go ahead and adhere that, okay? All right, then we're going to take our arch. That's hard to say. Our arch. Add some dimensionals on the back, and we can add this to the center-ish of our card. Yeah, we'll go center. And I am having it peek off that right-hand side of the DSP because I just really like that look. Okay, so we're going to take our flower now, and we're going to adhere this together. So I am going to use my liquid glue. Here I am. I don't use liquid glue, and then I'm using it, so you know. Anyway, there's these little like they're not thorns, but like thorny tabs and in the center, and that's all I add adhesive to because the rest of it is just way too skinny for me. And then I have somewhere to grab, and I am just going to eyeball this. I don't think there's like a perfect way that this lines up, but basically what I do is there's a little tabby right here, and I line that up kind of in this crease, and everything else I just kind of look and see if it looks okay. The center does look really pretty when it is lined up well. So that's my 2 cents on that one. Hi, Annette. Welcome. We are glad that you are here. Oh, that's good to know, Deborah. What die did I use for the banner? So for this one, Lisa, that is the Everyday Arches dies. And I did not confirm this, but I did hear, I believe it's back in stock. So that is really good news because, you know, I love those arch dies. So I might have to place a third order. All right. So my leaves here, you can see we've got the leaves that go to the right, the leaves that go to the left. I don't really care what it looks like down here because that's going to get covered, but I am just going to trim those in half. Okay. And then kind of right here. So if you just go across from your arch die, right on that embossed piece, I'm just going to add some seal, and I went a little too far. So we'll just roll that back, and we are going to attach our leaves here on that exposed seal, or use your liquid glue, however you prefer. Make sure it doesn't go off the edge of your card so that it fits in the envelope. And then on the left-hand side of the flower, we will add a dimensional. On the right-hand side, I'm going to add some seal because that will attach to our sentiment there. And then we can go ahead and add this down like so. Super cute. I love this one. And then finally some new embellishments, right? That was total accident that I didn't use new embellishments on the other cards, but we do use them on this card. So these are the new strawberry slush and pretty and pink gems. There's also like a cute white here, but they have glitter, gold glitter inside. So they're very, very pretty. We're going to use the strawberry slush ones. I'm going to use one big right there and one little right there. Super duper cute. And that is our 4th and final card. So what do you think of this one? I love it. I love this week's projects. I love the floral cards. I'm not huge into florals usually, but I really like this bundle, this suite. I'm going to do it this way. There we go. So there are the 4 cards we made tonight. Tell me which one is your favorite. I do really love all of them, but I do think this one has my heart. Anyway, so it's back, but it said low inventory this morning. I wonder if they opened like one box of it or one pallet of it, and maybe they have more. But if the arches were on your to buy list and you didn't buy them yet, maybe that's a sign you need to go buy them. So yes, all right. So these are the cards. Thank you so much for joining me. As a reminder, if you would like these card kits as a thank you gift from me, I am happy to send that to you if you place an order in my online store. So if you place a $50 order before tax and shipping and after any rewards by the end of the day, this Friday, May 9th, Central Time, so midnight Central Time, I will get these card kits sent for you to you so you can play. So you can order anything you want, any of the brand new stuff that we have, the bundles here, the ink pads, whatever you want. So yeah, super duper fun. And I will ship these on Saturday before I head out of town. So just another reminder, next Tuesday I will not be live, but I do have a video that will go up for you at our regular 5 o'clock Central Time. So make sure you still come back and watch and enjoy that. It probably will not post on Facebook. It will likely be a YouTube video, but I will post the link on Facebook for you. So Facebook is a little bit weird with like pre-recorded videos on there other than Reels. They don't really support that. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget, I have a craft and chat for this Saturday and next Tuesday's video, but I will be live again with you in 2 weeks. So I will see you then. Thanks, and bye for now.